Well, it's Manuel Ugarte time now at Man United. You get, and even Eric Ten Hag is going to have to approve that he's that real guy that you'll obviously need to have into your team. As we talk Marcus Rashford and we talk what Eric Ten Hag has to say about Crystal Palace, a game of football that you're going to be playing tomorrow. After I think Liverpool playing Chelsea and very many others into the mix. Welcome to this channel. This is the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from, guys? I was supposed to upload this video like an hour back, but I went ahead to get a call from a friend and it went ahead to obviously be prolonged. But let me bring you up to speed. nothing is really gonna come up to see to it that everything really gets stopped. You understand? And as it stands, we are obviously gonna do the needful and really put it where we deserve to be. And how many likes? 100 likes on this video. Manuel Ugarte made his debut for Manchester United when he obviously started when we are playing against a team called Barnsley, and his game by numbers was really good, and everyone was like, if he looked good against Barnsley, we just can't wait to see how Manuel Ugarte is going to be looking when you're playing against a team known as Crystal Palace, and it's just hours away from that game being played. So the traveling squad for Man United to London has been named. I've gone ahead to see Rasmus Højlund. He has traveled with Manchester United to London, and Mason Mount. So tomorrow they are going to be part of that huge squad that Eric Ten Hag is going to be having to obviously face off with the teams that United deserve to obviously beat, and that is Crystal Palace. Remember, in London, we've only gone ahead to beat only one team, that is Fulham, twice, 2-1. That in the season of 2022-2023 and 1-0 in the season of 2023-2024. And the rest of the teams in London have gone ahead to beat us, by the way. I've seen Crystal Palace beat us. I've seen Arsenal beat us. Chelsea has beat us. Has Brentford beat us? Yeah. So a lot is really happening into this beautiful game of fixture, and a lot of things need to obviously be uprighted by the manager, and we know to it that he has gone ahead to make a proper game plan for this to obviously go into the favor of Manchester United. Now, Ten Hag, I think Ugarte was good, like the team we had to get into, but once we got into the game, you see his levels. He can really strengthen the group and the team. Now, when you look at Manchester United, ever since the season started, Ugarte has been the missing piece in the jigsaw. And he went ahead to prove to the world that games of football are won and lost in the midfield. Because not until he showed up into the game of Southampton, that's where you saw to it that really had total control of that midfield. In the game of Barnsley, when he was onto the pitch, all was great. And when he was off the pitch, nothing really looked like that midfield was going to be shielding the back four as expected. So the manager is like, he strengthens the group and the team because he is the bind, or he's the glue to the team. He's the binder to this team of Manchester United. And everyone who doubted his potential, most of you haven't gone ahead obviously give him the flowers that he deserves as a player, especially some people who really did not believe in his talent. Crystal Palace is the game for you to watch out for. And for everyone who is a doubting Thomas, for the guy called Manuel Ugarte, get up early, and when you get up early, the rest is really going to be history. So that is what the side of Ugarte is all about, and he brings a lot to the game, and I 100% believe he's going to be named in the starting 11 of Manchester United, as Eric Ten Hag looks like he's ready to build a new United with the average age of like 23, 24 years of age, because Dallo is 25, Lisandro Martins I think is 25, Mazrou is 26, Kobe Mainoo is 19, Ugarte is 23, Ahmad is 22, Zex is 23. So that means the average age of those players is like 23, 24, and he's like the Casemiros in the evenings of their careers. Even Bruno Fernandes, though he's this kind of person who can play football for more 5 seasons when he's really playing at that level, as he's this kind of player who knows exactly what to do. And I believe that the coming in of Manuel Ugarte is really gonna see him, is really gonna unlock Bruno Fernandes. Like you see him play for Portugal. When he's playing for Portugal, he really plays Elodino. Why? Because he has players like Paulinho playing behind him, playing that single pivot to really give him the hard shift altogether that he really wants. So, as it stands right now, I believe in Manuel Ugarte, and Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to let us know that he strengthened the team. And how does he strengthen the team? Because you cannot come out and obviously play around with the midfield of Manchester United. And tomorrow is another day for us to evidence this to the fullest. So, thank you guys for watching through, and continue to do the needful. Now, from Ugarte, Erik ten Hag had the following to say about Marcus Rashford. He said it's very good to see Marcus Rashford scoring goals. Goal scorers need that confidence, and there are now several players who have scored, and that's always good for the team. Now, I've gone ahead to see people criticize Marcus Rashford that he has gone ahead to score against Barnsley, you know. But I saw Erling Haaland score, is it 5 goals past a certain championship team in the semi-finals of the FA Cup that saw Man City play a final with Manchester United in 2023. And no one came out and really criticized that or downpoured his goals because he was playing against a small team. Now, a goal is a goal, and you can't tell me that in the records of Marcus Rashford netting 150 goals in his career, these goals will be deducted. So it shows you the impact of these goals. And by the way, this team that we played, Barnsley, went ahead to knock out by the some strong teams, and they were here on merit. That is it. They were here on merit. They're not here on favoritism. So they were here on merit, and nothing could obviously stop them from achieving what they had to achieve as a side. So when you look at Manuel Ugarte and what he has to do, so when you look at Marcus Rashford, I think he just needs to score tomorrow against Crystal Palace, and goals will make him more confident. You get? And I believe that the game changer is Manuel Ugarte and Amad Diallo, because they are two different kind of players that we lacked in the team for the entirety of last season. You get? Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Vatolo had them the previous 2 seasons. We really looked good, you know? And other positions were okay, but when Casemiro fell off the cliff, you saw to it that things started to change. And Marcus Rashford, I think he's the usual Marcus Rashford. He will try to run past players, though his skill set is not all that the best. But all I know is he's really gonna try to score goals. And the beauty is that even if we kill off his wing and let him be selfish, we now have a player in the names of Amad Diallo who can really create chances, because we lacked that the previous season. We lacked a person who could obviously create chances, by the way, and those chances were really crucial. And you've gone ahead to say it that no Premier League player is going to hit obviously create 10 big chances in the 4 games we've gone ahead to play, and Amad Diallo is really holding that start, and he's really doing great. So in the game of Crystal Palace, I anticipated that Amad Diallo is obviously going to be one of the players that is going to put in the required shift altogether, and nothing is really going to stop him from developing into the player that the world wants him to be like. So for me, Marcus Rashford, let him continue to score goals. You get? Because if he can average those goals like 20, and either Rasmus Højlund or Joshua Zirkzee averages the same number of goals, then I think it will be good to go to chase for a position for a position into the top 4. That is the side of Marcus Rashford. And lastly, Erik ten Hag asked about Crystal Palace and how they went ahead, obviously beat us hands down last season at Palace. When they beat us 4-0, he said it was a 4-0, totally deserved, but Saturday will be different. I'm not comparing the situations. Back then, you had to find 11 players to build a team. Today, it's different. So, that is the difference, by the way, of United as we head into this game of Crystal Palace. Last season, it was Casemiro being played in the central defense, and he was the reason as why we conceded very many goals. And no one, obviously, never knew our problems. But right now, we've gonna obviously solve the problems of Manchester United. And Erik ten Hag is like, way back, we needed to obviously find a starting 11 because most of the players were injured. But right now, he has a lot to choose on, and he has a wide range, and he can obviously do all the luxury he wants when it comes to obviously getting these players out, in and out. And even 2 players are going to join the squad of Manchester United as we head into what we call the game of Crystal Palace. So that is the beauty of this. And I know I'm going to hit with some people calling in for a loss of Manchester United. Never say never in the game of football, but I call in for a 3-1 win for the club of Manchester United. Though Onana and his back 4 are really trying to sit. They obviously see that he really doesn't. Onana is really doing the due diligence not to concede a goal and obviously get his third clean sheet in the Premier League. But we wait to see how the likes of Matetas are really going to play. But with Matthias de Ligt there, Lisandro Martinez there, and Manuel Ugarte shielding that back 4, I'm 100% sure that a lot is really going to go our way. My only madness will come in through when Eriksen is being put into the starting position where Manuel Ugarte is supposed to be starting at. So guys, I call for your reactions into the comment section below about Manuel Ugarte time is now at Manchester United, and what do you make about Marcus Rashford? Do you think he's going to be one of those players to obviously be onto the scoring sheet? Thirdly, what do you make about a guy all aside called Crystal Palace beating us 4-0 last year, and ten Hag is like, not last year, last season, that he never had a team, but now he has a team. We out, and continue to subscribe.